I don't know how to break this to you. Everything you've bought for your GoPro previously, the chances are none of it will work. Well, good morning from a very sunny Humber estuary, and a bit of an ad hoc video for you today. So one of the questions that I get asked quite often is, what equipment do you use to record your videos? And the answer is quite simple, because I don't like to carry a lot of equipment around with me. So I use the GoPros, which I've used various iterations of. I also use my iPhone, where I've got some stability, for example, on a tripod. Now the current GoPro is the version 8, which I've used for the last 12 months or so, and been very impressed with its built-in stabilisation. So long gone are the days when you needed a gimbal necessarily to make a recording. But this week, GoPro announced the Hero 9. It was announced yesterday, which was Wednesday, and it's arrived today, which was Friday. So what I thought I'd do is do a quick unboxing. You can have a look what you get in the box, see what it's all about, and ultimately decide, I guess, if it's for you. Now, one of the things that we do need to talk about is, well, why would you buy the 9 versus the 8? There is one big improvement on the 9 which I've been waiting for from GoPro for a long time, and that is it has a front LCD colour screen. So quite often I'll end up, when I go into post editing, I'll see I've got done a recording down here, or it'll be up here, or it'll be pointing in the complete wrong direction, because you have no idea what you're actually recording, and I can't see what I'm recording right now. So the front screen is an absolute godsend. It's something I've been waiting for them to do for so long, and like I say, I've used GoPros a long time. I'm a big fan. What I hear you ask though is, but you could have just ordered the flip-up screen that GoPro announced 12 months ago. Yes, I could have done, but you try and get one. I've had one on order now for 2 weeks. Why not 12 months? Because GoPro, and if you're familiar with GoPro, you'll know that their supply chain is awful at the best of times, never mind a challenge with the situation we currently have. So they announced with the GoPro 8 the flip-up screen about 12 months ago, but they only started selling them 2 weeks ago, and of course by the time I came to order one, they were on back order. So yeah, I think, I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do with that now, but when it does arrive I might just try and cancel the order, or I might get it and then sell it on eBay. When you actually get it, if you can get it, it actually carries quite a premium price, and I learned that a few years ago. So if you had, I think, the GoPro 7 where you needed an external adapter to plug in an external mic, they cost about £70, I think, something like that. And I did eventually get one, but because they were so rare, and because 2 turned up at once, I ordered one from the US and one from a UK supplier. I sold the spare one on eBay for £140 because they were so highly sought after, and I let mine go at a reasonable price. Some people were selling them for upwards of £200 on a device that cost $70 to buy. And that's probably what you'll find with the flip-up screens, is because they're so difficult to get hold of, people who do have them, like everything, like people used to do with iPhones and probably still do, if you get stuff on day one or get it and then it's on back order for everybody else, you can sell it at a huge premium. So if, like me, you carry a bag full of batteries, because the batteries are quite small on the GoPro, so you never expect great battery life. They've increased the battery size to increased capacity, which is a good idea in principle, but that does mean that the 6 batteries I now have for the GoPro 8 and previous generations are now no longer usable. So I'll try and sell them, I guess. I might sell it all as just one kit. It might just be simpler. Of course, because I carry so many batteries, you can charge the battery on board the device, but I have a separate charger, which is no use now. And of course, the biggest elephant in the room, I guess, is if you use the media mod, which is convenient for plugging stuff in. I'm not convinced by its sound quality, I never have been, but if you use the media mod, which you could buy for the Hero 8, then yeah, you're going to have to buy another one of those as well. So I've got the media mod for the 9 on order. I was hoping they would turn up together today, but they're not going to. So we'll unbox the Hero 9, have a look at it. I'll do a very quick test, I'll give you some of the features, and then once I've got the media mod for the 9, I'll do a fuller video so you can see what it's all about. And I am looking forward to getting to use the Hero 9. I am very excited that at long last they've put a front screen on the device. That is gonna be a huge step forward for me, hugely beneficial, because as I said, I just don't like pushing the camera in people's faces, and I don't like it to make it overtly obvious, because not everybody wants to be on camera, let's face it. So I never actually, obviously when you're out in public it's very difficult to avoid people, but I never deliberately record anybody, especially not flight attendants and, you know, air crew, train crew, ship crew, whatever it is. You know, I actually try hard to avoid filming people, unless they ask to be on the video, in which case that's obviously different. But yeah, so GoPro 9, looking forward to using it. Let's get it unboxed and ask you questions. Happy to take questions. Let's go take a look. So here it is, the GoPro Hero 9. Very exciting. So one of the first things that I noticed is that the packaging is quite different. You get this case, this, I presume, a carry case. So let's have a look on the front. So what's it say? We've got 5K recording, which sounds good. Not sure that YouTube can deal with 5K. I'll have to have a look at that. And I'm not sure that my editing software can deal with 5K either, but it's clearly one of those kind of future-proof things. So what else have we got on the side here? 5K at 30 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second, 1080p at 240 frames per second, voice control, which I never use, waterproof, water resistant to 10 meters, again not something I ever really use, making travel videos, 8x slow-mo, time warp I do use every now and again, and the webcam mode, which I do use sometimes if I'm doing live broadcasts on YouTube, and the touchscreen, and I think the screen's bigger in this one actually. So let's get into it and see what the lowdown is. So I've got this usual bottom-up approach to open it. Here we are. So the packaging does seem a whole lot simpler. It's one of the frustrating things with previous GoPros. So let's put the box down there for the minute. Put the rubbish in the bin. Let's have a spin round. So I've got a GoPro branded box. Let's unzip it and have a look, see what's inside. Oh wow, this is much improved, I have to say. This is much nicer than that rather rubbishy plastic box that used to come in. So we've got some literature here. Subscribe to GoPro, I already do. Some quick start instructions, I guess. Some GoPro labels and product questions, which if all else fails you can always read the instructions, I always think. So here it is. And first impressions, very first impressions, are that this is much bigger and actually heavier. Not much heavier, but heavier, noticeably heavier than the GoPro 8 that it's replacing. So let's go ahead, and the rear screen looks bigger as well. So let's go ahead and peel this label off somehow. Ah, there it is. There we go. I don't know if they're trying to do an Apple here with the rather satisfying packaging removal. So we'll take all these bits off. Let's take this bit off here. Front screen, we'll have a look at that in a moment. That was quite satisfying. So the first thing you notice is much bigger rear screen, definitely. Does feel well built, I have to say, but then I always thought that with GoPros. Like I said in the intro, I am a big fan of GoPros. So you've got the usual shutter button at the top, power on off on the side, these newfangled legs. When I got the Hero 8 last year, I did actually buy some new legs for it and carry them around as spares, thinking they'd be the first thing to snap off. But actually, I've still got them. I don't actually need them. Well, I may do one day, but like I said, I thought I would damage these, but I haven't in the 12 months I've been carrying the GoPro 8 around, and it does get quite abused because it gets chucked in a bag. So, what else can I tell you? First impressions are, let's pop the memory card and the battery in. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's have a look at what else we get. So we get the USB charging lead, which is fine. We get a battery, and we'll come back to the battery later because this is much bigger than the old batteries. And actually, let's just compare that battery in size to a battery from the Hero 8. Wow, yes, the battery size is much different. So the one on the right is from my existing GoPro 8, the one on the left is for the GoPro 9. So you see there the difference in size. Width-wise, yeah, in every respect it's a very different battery. Great. So that means my existing batteries will be sold when I sell the Hero 8. But there you go, much bigger capacity, so I'm not too cut up about that. These batteries are not expensive. I think I pay for the official GoPro ones, which I always get, I think they're £13 each. So they're not mega expensive, and I don't mind that what GoPro have done here, because the battery life has always been the Achilles heel with GoPro. So I'm hoping, albeit with 5K, this will be a much better battery. So let's park the batteries to one side for a moment. Let's see what else we get in here. So we get the usual bits and pieces. You've seen those before. So that just screws in there, and it works with all my other accessories. So I'm hoping they've not changed. No, they don't. I don't think they've changed the design of that. No. I guess we'll see. Then you get, yep. So that's fairly straightforward. Anything else under here? No, that's it. But I do like this carry case. I do like that. I do like that. That's much better. So rather than just chucking the GoPro into the bag, I'll be able to keep it in here now as well. So let's pop the battery in, pop a memory card in, fire it up, show you what it says, and then we can take it outside and do some test shots with it. I haven't got the media mod for the Hero 9 yet. That's coming on Monday. I was hoping ordering them at the same time I would get them at the same time, but unfortunately that's just not turned out to be the case. So without further ado, so the battery and the memory card are basically the same as the Hero 8. They go in exactly the same way, same latch mechanism on the door. So let's fire it up. I literally haven't done this. This is the first time I've fired this up. I'll be turning those annoying beeps off. So yeah, you do get, actually, that screen is much better. That is a much bigger screen. And let's just click on there. Let's agree to that. Okay. Install the GoPro app on your phone. We've done that. Leave your camera on and follow the instructions. Right, so we'll come back to that in a moment. I'll sort all that out separately. And what we have on the front is a full colour screen, so you can actually frame the shot. So let me go ahead and set it up, and then I can show you that. So I just wanted to show you this. It needs a firmware update, of course, but already I can see the benefit of, I'm trying to get this into the frame for you without the existing GoPro. So you can see there, that's me waving by the way, so that you've actually got the front camera, the front screen. So the front screen is actually really clear. It is really, really clear, and I am going to get so much benefit out of this because, as I said in the intro, this is where, when you're trying to be discreet, so you're recording in airports, you might be recording on a plane or on a boat, or the sort of things that I do, and this is where I've really struggled in the past, because trying to get that flip up screen has been an absolute nightmare. Nobody's got them in stock. So now that it's set up, I'm just going to go away, put a bit of charge into the battery, and then we'll come back with some test shots and you can have a look and see what you think. Here is the new camera. So as you can see, for the first time ever, I can actually now see what I'm recording. So hopefully the incidence of this should be a thing of the past, or near enough, if I remember to focus on it. So I'm actually recording this using the GoPro 8, and the reason for that is because, as you can see, the 9 doesn't have the media mod, and as I said earlier, I ordered them both at the same time, hoping they'd both turn up at the same time, but not to be. And the sound quality without the external mic is not that good, if I'm being honest, even with the media mod and using the microphone. That said, they've changed the design for the media mod for the 9. So once I've got that next week, we'll do a proper review of the 9 and test out its new stabilisation and the new media mod and a few of the other features that the new GoPro has. But massive improvement, really huge improvement in the ability to actually see what you're recording. I might keep that flip up screen. I'll see how I do with this. The flip up screen is obviously a lot bigger, but it does take up another accessory port on the media mod, and that in itself might be an issue, because at night I already use the light, the GoPro light that I bought, plus the external mic, so I actually wouldn't have room. I'm not entirely sure how the flip up screen attaches. I don't know if it actually uses one of the shoes, but we'll see. We'll have a proper test of the actual device next week. But I just wanted to show you this. Like I say, it's a different design, as you can see. The screen on the back is much bigger, and I think it's actually a bit brighter, to be honest. It is quite a bright day though today, of course, with the sun. But let's just take a further wander down here. So that screen is definitely brighter. Let's have a look down the underneath of the Humber Bridge. So apologies if this is a wonky camera work. I don't often record one GoPro with another. It's quite unusual. I don't really have a need to. But I am impressed with it. It does look good. The new screen size is really nice, and it follows in the tradition of GoPros being fairly well built. The other thing that they've done as well, which I'm not going to undo today, is they've gone back to replaceable lenses, which is a really good idea, because on this Hero 8, if you break the lens, there's nothing you can do in the field. You have to find a repair person somewhere, and even then you're talking potentially a new camera. So they are actually introducing a new super wide lens as well, which you can't get hold of just yet. So I think they've done a good job. Yeah, I do like that front screen, I really do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, I guess, which will be an aviation related one. So stay tuned. Bye for now.